Hey everybody, I'm Rick, and that's
Pete.
Pete, and welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. Yes, there's somebody missing. I don't know where he is, but we'll do. Two of us will do fine. So, welcome to our. It's a membership drive. It's really an excuse just to be out here doing a live stream and talking to you guys. So, we have no agenda tonight. There's no agenda. Pete, you're in the chat. That's funny. Is anybody here? We're going, whatever you guys want to talk about. We're going to, we're just going to read comments and talk about that stuff. So hopefully you guys will participate. We're going to say hi, Habs Guru. Welcome in, buddy. And Lucas is in. Awesome. Okay. Hopefully there's other people, but so far not. If you're out there and you want to talk to us, just say hi, ask a question, and we'll answer it. So hopefully people will join us, right? Because Pete and I, we got nothing. We're nothing, right? Nothing.
Don't want to have anything.
Nah. So you guys got to do it for us, and hopefully Matt will join us later. We have a bet on when he will. We don't really, but we were going to have a bet on when he'll join us. But next time we will, because hey, I don't mind taking Pete's money. You know,
I think he'll come in before the 7-minute mark.
He'll be in before overtime. All right, so hey, Filibuster joined us. Hey, Phil, how's it going, man? Scared you a moment that there might be a game you forgot? Well, no, but the back-to-back situation is coming up Friday, Saturday, and next week I think it's Thursday, Friday. We got back-to-back situation. Danny Tabernac, how you doing, Danny? Good to see you here. Phil's got a question for you, Pete. Did you get that puck?
There's a question for Peter. Did you get that puck?
Yeah, I repeated it. You can repeat after me if you want.
What puck are we talking about?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Did you tell a story about a puck or something the other day?
Puck, though. I got my own puck.
Well, you know what they say, puck you, eh?
Fuck me, fuck you.
That's a nice puck, by the way. I got a few here, but I kind of remember a story or something about a puck last week. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I do. I do believe you're right.
Domi, look behind you, he says.
Oh, my daughter got the puck.
I remember now the story.
Yeah.
Now I remember the story. Yes. His daughter's got the puck.
Domi gave her a puck.
Awesome.
And she has it tucked away in her bloody panty drawer or something, I'm sure.
There you go. It's more than we needed to know. Yeah, I got nothing else. So next question.
God damn, I'm just looking at March's schedule. We got 2 back-to-backs in March. Colorado and Pittsburgh, and then Buffalo and Philly.
And we got 2 more this month. No, I think the 2 next week are
this month. We got Philly, Ottawa.
Yeah, we got that's Philly, Ottawa. That's next week. No.
Yeah.
That's this week. That's coming up Friday,
Saturday.
But next week they got Anaheim is the second one, and I guess LA or San Jose. I think it's San Jose.
Oh shit, Anaheim. I missed that one. LA, Anaheim. Sorry.
Yeah, we got 3 late games next week, by the way, guys. 2 10:30 games and a 10 o'clock game. So next week's not my favorite.
We're gonna get our PP slap next month.
Well, I'll keep lighting it and it's lit now. I gotta say, I don't know. I thought they were gonna go on a streak, and that with that win last night, like who knows?
That was beautiful last night, eh?
Who knows? But I mean, I think we're gonna we're gonna lose the bulk of the games that are remaining. That's what I think.
The bulk of the remaining games, we're not. Wow. Yeah, we'll lose. The way Marty had them playing yesterday, though, holy shit.
I know that's it. You can't really tell, right? What team's going to come out, but I think the bulk of the games, they're going to lose more than they win. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. There's a lot of tough games.
They do. They have some okay, like Philly, Ottawa, the back-to-backs here this week. I mean, they're winnable games. So,
yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what's going to happen, obviously, but Wait, I missed one. Phil says Leafs look so perfect for the first round. It's not going to surprise me this year if they win the round. I don't think they go far. I don't, but I could see them. It really depends on who they play, and kind of looking like it's going to be Tampa though. So I don't know.
I should talk to some of my ex-military buddies live out east and see if they might start taking players out. Pop, pop, pop.
No. You don't want. I don't want to see that happen. No, I don't want to see that happen.
It's a Leafs player, yeah.
No, still, I mean, I don't want to see guys get hurt just to hurt guys. I don't like that either. Danny Tabernacle, why are you trying to get me going? Like, I don't get it. I'm going. Lucas, you're starting your plumbing course tomorrow. Awesome. This stream is a way to go out with a bang. What do you mean go out with a bang? We're not going to see you again. You'll be back. Besides, we got to get together. I gotta deliver that. We'll do it on a weekend. I'll meet you for to give you your prize. He won a prize, and I gotta deliver it to him. Since he doesn't live that far from me. What do I think of that young whippersnapper? What? Who's that? Tropical Shell? I never heard of that. Tropical Shell.
Oh, I've seen this kid.
What is that?
Yeah, it's a YouTuber. Tropical something or other.
Tropical Shell.
Yeah.
What does he do?
It feels to me like he's doing a lot more speculation than he is actual providing good, legit content. If you know
on what? I mean. So speculating on what?
On the Habs. He's got a YouTube channel about the Habs.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't heard of him before.
Yeah. I've seen him out there, and like I said, feels a little more speculative. And
well, he's new, right? Obviously, probably new. So he's getting his legs.
And then there's a French guy that comes on too. He's more speculation as well. Really, really strange thoughts that come out of his head sometimes.
Well, I think a lot of guys go with that speculation and rumor because honestly, it's clickbait. I'm not saying they're doing clickbait, but what I mean by it is it gets people to click when you're doing rumors and stuff like that, because who knows what you're going to be saying. People are interested. Maybe you got a scoop. I don't play into that anymore. I did a little bit of that when I was starting out, but I don't do that anymore at all. But I haven't heard of those guys.
BL Duff has a good question there.
Read it out.
Hey, fellas, here is a question. How did Ovechkin get back to Russia? Aren't international flights not allowed? Maybe he went by private jet. And
I would think.
I'm going with the latter.
Oh, I got it. You got to think. Honestly, I thought of the same thing, and I thought, what if they don't let him back out? But
they'll let him out.
He's Putin's buddy, so.
Yeah, they'll let him out. It's just, I'm sure
it must have been he went by. He probably owns a plane. He got money up his ass. He's made so much money. He probably owns a plane.
What? Putin probably flew him on his own luxury.
Probably.
Jet.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, you want to go see your father? Okay. I provide plane for you.
Ovechkin went to Russia without problems due to an abundance of money. Well, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Phil's saying that guy that we were just talking about, he posts 11 times a day. Very prolific. He tries super hard and is a lot of fun. Can't keep up though. Well, I posted a lot when I first started too. It's part of the journey at the beginning. Phil says, Rick, Junkie and Tropical have talked about collabs. That's cool. I've talked to Junkie about collab, but he didn't. It didn't work out.
Miss Junkie.
Yeah, well, we'll get him on when we start up the podcast. We'll definitely try to get him on the podcast. The thing is with Junkie, it's hard because it's like to do a post game. He's out in Newfoundland, so that's an hour and a half later. It's hard to get a guy that late to be out, right? So, yeah.
That's my dog's barking.
Oh, don't worry. How many times has Ray interrupted us? Stan the man. Did you hear about Shea? Yeah, we were actually just talking about it before we got on here. Shea Weber's contract was traded to Arizona. And it's we were talking about it and thinking out like why. So there's only two reasons, right? Is that it's cap relief, or they're trying to get to the floor of the cap. And that's a good way to get to the floor. And also, what's left on his 3+ years is under $3 million that they actually have to pay to him, even though they're
Yeah.
getting $7.8 million in cap relief or whatever they do with it. But it's one of those two reasons is what we figured.
Old Arizona.
Phil says Arizona can't even afford an arena. They need to achieve the cap floor as inexpensively as possible. LTIR, I imagine, is covered by insurance, and front-loaded contracts are loved. Well, if they're getting, but wait, if they want to use it to get to the floor, he's not on LTIR, or they're not helping them to get to the floor. But you're right. I think it's to get to the floor. Plus, they have to pay him less than $1 million a year in actual money. So a team that's literally cash strapped for everything, not just for the cap, that's a great bargain for them. I got to think that's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Now, does that mean Vegas is like in a better position for the cap? I guess.
Yeah, this probably allows them to make another move, try to shore up something.
Now, how does it allow Vegas? Vegas got rid of their LTIR money. So I'm saying they must have a better situation too with their cap because they were up against it.
I like that, BL. Vegas connecting the dots to Patrick Kane.
What's that?
BL Duff. He's thinking Vegas is connecting the dots to Patrick Kane.
Speaking of Patrick Kane, did you see the goal he scored in OT last night?
No.
With 0.1 seconds left.
Yeah.
He breakaway, slap shot, and they took the goal back. And if you slow it down, you get 0.1 seconds. That's a goal, and it was called back.
Yeah, so it's bullshit.
So just to show, it's not just happening here in Montreal. The refs suck everywhere. Phil, Carey Price's contract is very valuable. Will they move Price? I don't think until Price says that I'm done and I won't be coming back. They might. I don't know. What do you think the fans would do if they do that? What do you think?
I really don't know.
I think it'll be I think because fans are mostly crazy. I think it'll be like an uproar for nothing. Right? It's business.
Well,
but they're using it. But they're using his money. So
Montreal-based fan, like out here, it wouldn't mean anything. But
doesn't really.
What would happen in Montreal? Like,
I think there'd be an uproar. But the thing is, they're using the money. I don't see how they move that contract until they don't have a use for that. So I kind of think Price stays because of that.
Could you imagine if they did move the contract and all of a sudden he ends up in a place where he does the big, I think I'm going to play and comes back?
That's not about that. It's not like him deciding I'm going to play. It's not about that. He'd be playing now if he could, if it was about that. So I got to figure, since he hasn't even come back to practice yet, right? He's not doing anything.
He's not. Well,
he's not coming back.
He's hunting,
but he's not training. He's not doing anything for that. He's not coming back. And then if he starts, like say, he gets a thing, like, okay, you could go back and start training. How long is that going to take him till he's ready?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not coming back.
Take a good 6 months.
He's not coming back. Ottawa traded Zaitsev to Chicago. That's another thing that Pete actually noticed just before we got on here. Zaitsev, I know Ottawa has been trying to trade him for a while. What does it mean? I don't know. Did they get anything for him, or I don't know what the trade was.
Futures, I think it was.
Futures, picks or something.
Yeah.
Big. Oh, okay. Now I guess what BL was saying, that he thinks Kane's going to Vegas. I have no idea. Honestly, he's going somewhere. Taves, by the way, you heard what happened with Jonathan Taves?
Enlighten me.
So Jonathan Taves has been sick for a while. He's missed a lot of time over the last couple of years. So apparently this is what happened. Taves got sick early in 2020. Wasn't diagnosed as coronavirus or COVID, but they're figuring that he had COVID.
Yeah.
Now he got long COVID. Now everybody out there is going to say, yeah, because he got the injection, he got long COVID. No vaccines at that time, and he got long COVID. And he's now, I mean, he's untradeable. He's out. He stepped away from hockey, and he's trying to recover from COVID still. So why did I say that? I don't know why I said that. Why was I telling that story? Oh yeah, I just want to know what Chicago.
It says here.
Oh, we did that already.
Zaitsev, a second and a fourth for future considerations to Chicago.
So they sent Zaitsev a second and a fourth, and they're getting back future, which means nothing. Good deal for Chicago.
Yep.
I mean, they're in a rebuild. Getting those draft picks are a big thing.
They are.
Hey, hang on. Got to do something.
Oh, by the way, I was way off with my time. He didn't make it in, so.
Who didn't? No, we're both way off. He ain't coming in. Bob Cannon in the room. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Who's the girl and who's the boy, Bob?
Yeah, where are the girls? Think if you're looking at your screen.
No girls here.
The girl is on the right.
No.
I'm saying if you're looking at your screen.
Girls on the left.
No, on the right.
You said you're a receiver.
No, I did not say that. Starting shit. Matt just texted. He said he will be joining us after tonight's episode of The Bachelor. Nice.
Oh my God.
It's BL saying that. It's not true, obviously. If Price's contract gets sold, we will all rejoice. Nobody cares what contracts Arizona collects. I think Pavel Datsyuk played there for years too. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with you. I think the stupid fans, I'm not saying the good ones, but the crazy ones, they're gonna, why they trade Price's contract? That's no respect. Like that kind of stuff. That's what I'm expecting. Hey, Enertap, how you doing, man?
Wow.
Zaitsev move is to create cap space so that probably Chychrun can go to Ottawa. Well, they've been trying to trade Zaitsev though for a while, so I'm not saying it isn't to make room for something, but I know that they've been trying for a while to trade Zaitsev. What else we got going?
Zaitsev. He's not even that great. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be very excited to have him on my team. My personal opinion.
Who talking about again? Zaitsev?
Yeah.
No, I mean, the Habs had the opportunity to pick up that contract too and get a draft pick. They were saying that they were willing to get rid of him. And
I vaguely remember something about that.
Yeah, I mean, and at a time when we kind of needed defensemen, but I think he's making decent money. Like, I don't think it's cheap contract. He's like making $4 million or something. All right, we need questions. We need more questions. I've got nothing here, no agenda, so we're working off you guys. Hey, Franco, how you doing, man? Awesome.
Franco.
Because otherwise, me and Peter are just going to sit here and watch each other grow, and I'm pretty sure we're both fully grown, so it's not going to be.
I'm still growing.
No, that's at night with your wife. I'm not talking about that.
No. I'm getting bigger.
That's what she said last night.
Did she?
Okay, guys, help us out by asking us questions. Anything you guys want to talk about?
Questions.
It doesn't even have to be about hockey necessarily.
We got 19 people watching, and nobody's got any questions. That's absurd.
Biel, that's a good question. What was I reading? With the injury to Armia, probably we're going to see him called back up. The Three Rivers Rocket. He says, "What's up with the Three Rivers Rocket these days?" Except now, I think did they have the AHL All-Star game? Because he's going to be in that, so I don't expect him up until that happens. So maybe I'm wrong. If Price's contract was ever traded, it would be a changing of the guard and moving forward. It would be, but I still think there'd be a lot of fans that would be upset about it. That's all. But
if he's not coming back, there's no sense in getting upset or losing any sleep over it.
And they can't move the contract while they still need the potential cap relief and this year they can't because they're using it. And
yes, they are.
Oh, I guess they could still move him though, right? No, because then you wouldn't get the cap relief. So no, you
don't get the cap relief.
So they can't this season anyway. Phil says, Habs Guru, come on, there's no one left of the guard. Not much left anyways, that's for sure. Franco has a question. What's up with last night's game? Players heard the coach to play full-time or jersey wearing retro jersey. Oh, that sounds weird to say, but you get it. No, I don't. I'm sorry. That's a word salad. Am I not reading it right?
No, you read it word for word. I'm not getting it.
I'm not getting it. You got to rewrite that. I think you made a mistake somewhere in there, and I don't know what it was. I can't.
Well, then my laptop crashed. Matt must be in my room.
You didn't go off air.
No, but my laptop crashed. My iPad will never go off air.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
I love my iPad.
I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Franco. You got to retype that. BL says AHL All-Star game was already played. So then, yeah, he can be called up. So yeah, I kind of someone's got Armia's out. I don't know what. I saw a joke that it's because his cat was having kittens and he had to go home. Because there was a trainer or something. Somebody whispered something into or spoke into Marty's ear, and he smiled at that. He thought it was funny. So there's a meme out there. But that's what he was telling him.
Oh, speaking of trainer, you mentioned the word trainer. You said something during the game yesterday or at some point that a lot of people are getting upset with the trainers and
over the injuries.
Over the injuries. Injuries happen. The freak accidents.
2 years in a row, we're leading the league with man games lost.
Yeah,
so
I get that. And I had a coach once say that if you're just out there and skating or running, in my case, it was my lacrosse coach. He said, if you're just running around looking for somebody to hit, you're going to get hurt. If you're just out there floating, you're going to get hurt. If you're focused and you've got a plan and you're playing within that plan, your chances are reduced dramatically on injuries.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not blaming. I'm not one of those. I'm just saying there are. You're seeing it out there, but it's not me doing that.
Because if you look at the superheroes like your Crosbys and your McDavids and Dreisaitl's and guys like that are out there and skating with a purpose, playing with a purpose, they're focused. How often are they injured?
No, but they do. But I think you're right. When your focus is on, you're not going to get that surprise hit or whatever. You're not. I agree with you anyway. Here's something we were talking about earlier. Me and Pete before we came on. Do you believe Hughes might trade away Byron's contract to a team to bring another team's floor up, and in return we take on a bad contract and some picks? And I mentioned this to Pete. And I was wrong because I said that yes, but I was wrong. Why was I wrong? Byron's contract, he's on an expiring contract. What team needs to bring their floor up in the middle of the season? Because he's going to be gone next year. He's got no contract. So I doubt it. I think Byron's just going to be he's going to walk into the sunset.
Byron will walk away. Yeah, he'll probably retire.
Who's going to, as an expiring contract for a player who can't play right now, I don't think a team needs the cap relief or the elevation. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to move. And we were talking about this while I was mentioning that I had read this. It's going to be a quiet trade deadline. I don't know if it's official, but it seems like it's known, at least to the writers and stuff. Sean Monahan is injured and he ain't coming back before the deadline, and he's not getting traded. So that's what I read today. Whether that's true, I don't know, but it was from a good source. So Edmondson and Monahan aren't coming back before the deadline. I don't see what they're going to do. Like, who's going to move? So don't expect much at the deadline. I just think that's just the way it is.
Yep. And, for all of us Habs fans, we need to be okay with that,
Yeah.
It's not a big deal if we don't move some of these guys. It'll give us a little bit of scoring punch next year.
It's nobody's fault, but I do believe this, since there's controversy here with the training staff and the medical staff, that fact that they're not going to be able to move guys because of the injuries, that's going to cause a controversy. People are going to be angry at the medical staff, I think.
Yeah. It's not their fault. It's the player.
Injuries happen. Listen, injuries happen, and not much you can do about it, right?
No. There's nothing you can do about it.
Not a lot. There's definitely not a lot. In some, there's not much they can do about it. Phil says, LOL at Petrie being shopped. He doesn't fit in. I bet the goalie complained of not feeling safe. Yeah, listen, I have no reason. There's no explanation. Like, I haven't heard the reason why they're shopping him, except that apparently, like, he's on the block.
I'm glad we got rid of him when we did.
I like what we got for him.
Yep.
I really like Matheson, so I'm happy.
Hey, BL Duff.
What's that?
Don't know. $10.
Oh, I didn't get to it yet. I'll get to it in a sec. I see it up at the top now. Thank you, BL. But I'll get to it in a sec. What Habs player has the most realistic chance at being traded, do you think?
Pardon me? No, I was reading.
Don't get hurt when you're focused. You just said that.
I wasn't focused. Now my ears hurt.
See? What Habs player has the most realistic chance, do you think, at getting traded?
I don't see anything really big happening.
Apparently, there's not a lot of interest in Habs players. This is also what I'm hearing. There's not, even though fans think there is, and we're all excited. Apparently, there's not a lot of interest through the NHL for Habs players.
It's very quiet on the Habs front.
So, you know who I'm going to say? Dadonov.
I'd like to see him go.
I think there might be some interest in Dadonov. Don't ask me why. I'm not going to try to explain that. But we'll see what happens. See if I'm right. Phil might be saying Dado is finding his form and will fetch us a fourth. See, so Phil, I didn't read that till now, but I'm reading this actually. It's not me thinking this, but I'm reading that seems to be there's a little interest in Dadonov, and there's not nearly as much interest in Anderson as we are kind of led to believe. Now, we were just talking about speculation and shit, and there you go. Of what's wrong with it is it creates that's false.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we are talking about it for nothing because apparently there's not the interest that people that do what I do here want us to believe.
Well, like when you're on here sometimes and some people are out there and they're speculating, and I often say, don't get caught up in the speculation because it's not going to lead to anything.
I mean, it's fun to talk about and all that.
It is
fun. It doesn't mean anything.
Exactly.
Why I do always say that we talk about this and that, and it's usually not what happens. Right? It's not the move that's made. It's something totally else.
Usually your feet, the carpet is pulled out from under your feet. I mean,
yeah, it's something
especially with this new regime.
Yeah. So
with the new regime, they do what they think is best.
Franco, I think, rewrote everything. Let's see now. Second reading. So Marty sends message to players to play full time. Last night they played well, as if they acknowledged Marty's message. Was the victory due to the Habs stepping up, or Devils wearing retro jersey jinx? Or they were wearing retro jerseys? There's no jinx there. Okay, from what I read, a couple places too. Fans saying that the Devils do like a lot of teams do, and they play down to an opponent that's below them. And it might be what you saw there, along with Montreal having a really good night and things going well. I think they got a lot of puck luck, I do believe. And their sticks, they had active sticks defensively in the way everywhere. And I think it's a combination of the two, in my opinion.
The boys just played really well. The feet were moving. They were in position. Defensively, I don't know who's doing our defensive play, but whoever is doing our defensive play yesterday, gets a pat on the back. The boys they were in the right place, right time.
Most of the time. I mean, there were a lot of shots on goal, 2 still. But by the way, Monty's still
Montembeau. Oh my God.
Still top 10 in goalie stats. He's a top 10 goalie right now. And
he's a good goaltender.
That's from a couple of weeks ago. I had that in one of my pre-games. He's still there. He's still there with goals saves expected above, or whatever that stat is. He's still there, number 10 in the league. So is Monty a legit starting goaltender?
I would give it to him, but he's gonna need some more rest than your average number one.
I didn't say that though. That's not the question I asked you. I said, is he a starting goaltender? I didn't say is he a number one, and that was not the question.
Starter? I would make him my starter. I like him.
He's a starting goaltender, and I think he might be a number one. But I tell you what, if you're going to have two goalies that you're going to split starts with, I'm totally comfortable with Monty. Like, I think Monty's turned it around completely, and he's a legitimate NHL goalie.
He is.
I'm not saying he's the best, but he's a legitimate NHL goalie.
He was phenomenal last night, that's for sure.
Okay, you guys are talking about something in here that I don't know where you're talking about.
Yeah, I was just reading Entertap.
Yeah, Entertap and then Phil. I don't know what this. Anyway, I'm not going to try to. I got to move on. Makar back in concussion protocol, second time in 11 days. Oh, I didn't know that. It sucks to be them. It sucks to be them. Nope, that's not for me. Not for me. Team will be selling off a couple of big players like Arizona with Chikrin and Goss. There will be teams that are, they're going to be moves. I'm saying for Montreal, I don't expect there's a lot. Montreal's not buying. We're not buyers.
No.
So that's not. So they can't move guys. They're going to be quiet. My nose is itchy.
Quiet is good.
Let me get to this now. BL, thank you so much. Super appreciate that. Your name goes into the draw. We're going to do that draw. I had it on my desk last night. It's not here. I'm giving away a flag and probably a puck as well. Habs flag is the next draw. We're going to do that like first or second game in March. So thank you. I appreciate that. It's well appreciated. Believe me. It is. Entertap says, Rick, I would rephrase your statement to say maybe not too many big deals, but there will definitely be action at the trade deadline time. Depth players. No, I don't think so. First of all, look at the injuries. I mean, they don't have guys to move. So say they move, right? Say they do move Dadonov, Hoffman, and whatever other guy. That's three guys that got to come back into the lineup that they don't have because of the injuries. And there's injuries happening down in Laval, and they're not flush with players to send up here because half of them are here already. So, I think that's going to also contribute to the fact that not going to be a lot of moves happening for Montreal. Phil saying 12 moves for the Habs at the deadline minimum, or you mean for NHL.
I think he means for the NHL. Got it.
You know, I hope there's more than 12. What a quiet deadline that'll be.
That would
Eh?
be really quiet.
Oh, God, that would be a quiet deadline. If a team needs cap relief, they traded for a Weber or Price contract type situation. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we were talking about that before.
Yeah.
Peter, if you were the GM of Montreal, what realistic deal would you make for Montreal? Have you thought about anything like that?
If I was the GM of Montreal,
yeah,
man, I'd be making money. That's for sure. What realistic deal would I make?
I'd fire myself and bring in somebody who knows what they're doing, but that's me.
I was gonna. If I was a realistic, there's nothing you can do right now. You're so handcuffed at the moment. There's not a lot that you could really do without harming the team.
And you know what? Also think about it this way: if you're sellers, you can't force that on somebody. So your hands are tied unless someone's coming and calling.
Right now we're super handcuffed. And
you can do all the calls you want, but if they're not buying, all you're doing is selling. So
exactly. And you got to remember, all the GMs out there want gold in return for your, for your bronze. So, and all we have is bronze to give away right now. We don't have any gold. And the gold that we do have, we are not like.
Right. I mean, you're not moving
people that are just untouchables on the team. Like we have our untouchables. And then there's other stuff, the silver you don't want to get rid of because what are you going to do next year?
I think the touchables are the fact that people don't want them. So, that's going to be a problem. So, I don't know that there's any realistic.
All those guys, the Drouins, those are all bronze. I don't want to get rid of any of my defense. None of the kids on the defense.
No, I don't think there's a realistic deal to make. Honestly, I don't know that there's a realistic deal you can sit there and go, well,
no, I'm sorry, Bob.
I don't know. Not from what I'm hearing anyway.
From what I see, Bob, there's nothing that you can do right now. Like I said, you're handcuffed right now. Can't do anything.
I think so, yeah. BL says he'd have thought Hoffman, but apparently unless Habs retain salary, he is staying put. And the reason for that, I think, is because of the extra year, right? So it's to retain salary on the next year's contract. And the Habs have said they're not doing that because they'll retain on him for this season, whatever's left, they'll do that. But they're not going to retain after this season. Don't jinx Dadonov. He'll pull a groin. There we go. You're probably right. I might scroll a little. I know, no, not that far. Phil says this is because you can only retain on 3 at a time. I didn't know that. Excuse me.
Say hi, daughter.
Excuse me. I just got the hiccups now. Since we're in a rebuild, we won't sell. We want to sell 3 UFAs every year when possible, or be part of 3-team retain. I guess that's what you were talking about. Okay, I'm blanking on that. Allen is probably the only healthy asset available based on past non-deals. But imagine if someone called for a Montembeault. You know what? It wouldn't shock me if a team asked for Monty. I don't think they're going to move Monty.
No,
I do think it's a possibility. If they've said to themselves, Monty is a starting goalie, we're going to go forward with him. I can see them maybe moving Allen, but I think that may be an off-season deal. I don't know if that's a deadline deal.
I can see that, but then again, you never know. It could happen before the deadline. Somebody wants to shore up the
goalie. No, I think and goalies are probably, I think you can move them at the deadline, but I don't know that they're going to, but maybe they do. But maybe. I think Allen's a possibility. I mean, I think Anderson's a possibility too, but I don't think it's a strong one. As much as we think
not now that they've kind of realized that there's not really going to be a huge return, not the kind that they would want.
They're not going to get the deal that they want, and they said that's what we want, and that's the only.
They got to stick to their guns.
Yeah. So, and I don't think that deal's.
We as a fan want to see the move, But at the end of the day, we as a fan also need to realize that if management doesn't stick to those guns, then they're going to look foolish come next year and years forward because they didn't stick to the original plan. So, you've seen what the Rangers have done. You've seen what Gorton can do. So
Yeah, no, they're going to stick. They're sticking to their guns. I don't,
Yeah.
So I don't know that Anderson's much of an option. Jets and Islanders in a dandy 1-1 late in the second. Hillebuck laying third game in a row. Playing, not laying, because he could be. Oh, you wrote it. Bob says, according to Harry Rice, the jersey the Devils wore last night is their third jersey, not. I know that, but I knew that. That's the one. That's the one that I said it in the game that Marty Brodeur designed. He didn't design the retro reverse jersey. He designed the third jersey for them last season. I said
and the reason why it said
so
jersey
I want
is
my
so they
credit.
didn't get confused.
What's that? Sorry.
The reason why it said jersey on it is so they didn't get confused
By putting the pants up there, because
Yeah.
some guys do that, and they get away with it. But this time they're not going to get away with it because it says jersey right there. You know where to
Exactly.
put it. Yeah, I think they look nice. I don't the logo that does, but the design, like the colors, I like the colors. I
didn't like it.
Yeah,
the jersey that I like for the Devils, it's that old. Remember that Seinfeld episode where the guy?
Putty had it on. Yeah.
That's the jersey I love.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the original. You like the old original one. Phil says he'd sell Allen. He's too good for us. I'd promote Primo or take a reclamation vet goalie for now and sell him at the deadline if he gets hot. That's if goalies are. I don't know that there's a lot of goalies available right now. So, and I say no on the Primo thing.
No, leave Primo where he is. And then I saw something this morning on TSN that one of our kids, was it TSN? Maybe it was something else. One of our kids in one of the really young kids, it starts with a D. Dobes.
Jacob Dobes.
He's really fucking tearing it up. Pardon my French.
Jacob Dobes is a potential. Yeah, he's a potential goalie of the future. I don't know if he is.
I started looking at him a little bit. He's got some skill.
He does. He's a solid goalie, and so they have that. But I don't think the Habs think he's that guy because Hughes came out, honestly, in the off season, didn't he? And he said the number one guy isn't here right now. We don't have him.
No,
the goalie.
I don't know what that means. I think they have their eyes on a goaltender in the draft.
Well, you know what? If they don't make any moves and they don't get that first round pick, I don't know. The third first round pick. I think if they get 3 first round picks, I think one of them is going to be used to get a goalie. If they can get those, there's 2 goalies that are going to be in either the top 20 or at least in the first round. Yeah. That's what I hear. So I don't know. Phil says, guys, don't forget Monty's a waiver claim from Florida along with their pick that could be Bedard. We may have to send them a huge thank you monument like a Statue of Liberty. For what?
Hey, they were dumb enough to make the move.
Wait a second. Oh, we got that with that pick? No, we got the pick from Sherratt deal. I'm not sure what he's saying there then. No? The Ben Sherratt trade. That's how we got that first round pick.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up.
What, the Florida first round pick we have? The unprotected one? That's from the Sherratt trade.
No, it sounds like he's saying that we got Monty off Florida for
it was a waiver claim off waivers. Picked him up off waivers. So Monty off waivers, and along with their first round pick, that could be Bedard. But I don't get what Monty has to do with it. I think that's what I'm.
Oh, I think what he's trying to say is because we got Monty and we've got the possibility of Bedard, we need to send something nice to Florida for a thank you. So if we want to send something nice to Florida, I'll
if we
send them
get
a mug.
Bedard, Phil, not if we don't get him. Only if we get him, which we're not.
And I'll send Florida a nice mug if we get
yes,
if we get Bedard, full of beers, Luke.
World's best. I don't know. You know, like we're the number one dad, number one draft pick giver. When the Habs are truly contending, the Habs' number one goaltender will not have a last name of Allen, Montembeault, or Primo. I'm not so sure about Monty. Monty might still be here in the mix, though. Primo could. Because otherwise, I mean, Primo didn't even start his career. You're saying, like, that guy's not coming for 10 years or something? Like, what are you saying there?
I think what he's saying, when the Habs are truly contending, and I think that we'll be in the playoffs maybe year after next. So I'm thinking 5-6 years from now, when we are truly contending, we will have a really pretty goaltender in our net.
I guess the number one guy. Yeah, I mean, potentially you're right.
Who will he be? We don't know. I mean, we could end up getting somebody like, I don't know.
Would it shock anybody? Well, let me ask you this. When Monty came in here last year and he's had a really bad start, people making fun of him, blah, blah, blah. Look how far he's come. It's not out of the question that Monty could be that guy. We don't know where he's going to go. We don't know what his ceiling is yet.
You don't know where he's going to end up.
Argue the point, but I like what I see in Monty.
Yeah.
He's got potential. I'm not saying he's going to be, but he's got potential. So, did I refired myself? Was that earlier where I said I'd fire myself and hire somebody who knew what they were doing? Yeah. If someone offered me as the GM a first and an A-level prospect for Josh Anderson, I would make that deal. But I think that's what the ask is.
Yep.
That is what the ask is. A first round pick and a top prospect. That's the ask for Anderson. And they've turned down the first round pick only, and it's not enough. So, that's what it is.
Oh, shit. Bob Cannon's really after me, eh?
Let's assume that the Habs have nobody injured and the player you want from Team X is available. Who is that player? It's okay, Pete, don't feel bad. If that question was put to me, I would go, I have fucking no idea. Oops, I swore.
I swore earlier, too. Who would I want from Team X is available? So much candy out there to choose from. Who would I want?
I know it's going to be a defenseman for me. I'm just not sure who.
Defenseman for you?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be if you could, Cale Makar.
Oh,
you know, I mean, right? But I mean, it's not realistic though. I want a number one defenseman.
You want a number one defenseman?
That's what I would be
goaltender. And the goaltender that I love plays for my daughter's team, Ottinger.
Oh, I have him in the pool.
I love that kid. I would make a trade for him if he was available.
He's not going to be available. That's for sure.
He's never going to be available.
And I'm assuming that's what the question is. Not just anybody. It's guys that are realistically available. I don't know. It would be a defenseman, a guy that would be a top pairing defenseman.
And for me, it would be a goaltender. I like the way our defense is.
I don't know. Look, I'm happy. I like Allen. He's signed for 2 years, and I want to see what Monty's got.
I hear you.
In a rebuild, I think give Monty a shot. Give him, and if he's got what it takes, he'll do it. And if not, well, we'll know by the time they're ready to start, contending anyway. The percentage retained cannot exceed 50% of the player's salary. That's right. You can't retain more than 50%. And salary including all bonuses and salary cap hit. Well, player's salary is the hit, isn't it? But yeah, you can only retain 50%. But you can retain that. Like Anderson's got 4 years. You could retain 50% for 4 years. You could do that, but the Habs are not doing that. So this is I didn't know. So teams are limited to 3 retained salary contracts per season. Didn't know that.
I love it. He just went over to Cap Friendly and just downloaded or copied and pasted it all. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I do a lot of Cap. I go to Cap Friendly a lot for a lot of things.
Yeah. So is Matt even going to show up? I mean, what's going on here?
What's that?
I'm just wondering if Matt's even going to show up.
No, Matt's not showing up.
Even say hello to us.
15 minutes in, and you knew he wasn't coming in. This is what I think happened. Okay, this is what I think happened with Matt. And we'll see if we're right next time he is in. Pete and Matt and I were supposed to have a meeting. We're working on creating a podcast. That was at 7. I was out all day and I got back late and I canceled the meeting, but I did make it clear not to stream. I thought anyway. I think Matt just figured that it was all canceled. That's what I think. So, or at least that's what we're going to hear anyway. All right. I didn't realize how. Okay, I scrolled down. I didn't realize I was that far off there, or had a lot of.
Yes, Philippe, I like your to-do list.
Where's that?
Oh, just everything he said. Read about Bob Cannon. Like my to-do list, and I was just I like what he did there.
Past it. I think that's why. Pete, you're super sharp. He's Phil says. Rick, not so much. No, I should drink what he's drinking. I should drink what you're drinking. Can I have some? Wouldn't it be cool if I came back and I had a glass of that? That'd be freaking cool.
That'd be awesome.
Oh well, can't make that happen. BL saying none of them are true number ones. I didn't say they were number one. I didn't say it. I didn't say number one.
Oh, he's at Ohio State. Okay, huge kid. Yeah, he's a big goaltender.
Dobas, he's 6'7", 6'7", I think.
He's a monster.
But so growing. Are we? I know Joe Verbetic, who's not going to be that big goalie, but he's also a huge guy. But I know Dobas is big. I don't know how tall exactly.
Dobas when I look at Dobas, I know he's not as big. He's bigger than Vasilevsky, but when I watched Dobas, I was like, Jesus, this kid is like, he looks like Vasilevsky at times out there. It's kind of cool to watch. Hopefully he develops to be like that.
BL's got a guy that he wants to have to draft, Gabriel Daig. But that's not this year's. Is it this year's draft? I'm trying to remember now. Oh, well, now here's a challenge. Phil says, how about an on-the-fly limerick? Rick, I'll get you started. There once was a guy named Rick. He was or had the world's smallest, biggest. Well, that's not. Okay, there once was a guy named Rick. Once was a guy named Rick. He was the world's biggest dick. It was so big. It's too hard for me to do that. You know, I can sometimes do that if I've been preparing. I'll sit down, but this is too much pressure. I can work it out if you give me like 5 minutes. But no, I'm not doing that on the fly.
There, be dirty.
I'm not a rapper. Rappers could do that. I tried to do shit like that, and sometimes I can, but not with this pressure. And hey, there's 19 people watching me. I mean, that's a lot.
When we're driving around in the car, the wife and I take the songs that are on the playlist now. I'll start changing the verbiage as we're driving along, and she's just like, "Is that all you think about?" And I'm like, "I am a man."
You talk. I got it already. Hang on a second.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be dirty? So where did you leave off? Thams, Shabbat, Makar isn't our division. In our division. BL Duff. By the end of the CHL playoffs, the prospect we will be talking the most about will not be Waugh or Mayu. It will be, Riley Kidney, BL Duff here. Yeah, you're right there. He's already making a lot of waves and has been making waves. I think that kid's going to see. That's what I mean. Like all our depth players, the kids that are eventually coming up here are just going to be fantastic, and we just need to be patient, in my opinion. Just be patient, stick with the plan, follow what this management clan is doing, and yeah, the Leafs may win a cup, may not. I highly doubt it, but I want to win more than just a cup. I want to win 10.
Done.
So I'll shut my mouth. He's done.
What was the startup? There once was a guy named Rick. He had a very big dick. He went across the land with his dick in his hand, and if you saw it, it would make you sick. Not bad for 2 minutes.
Why would it make you sick? Is it all wrinkled?
It's a limerick.
Beanie.
It's a limerick. Just to prove that I did it. There it is. I didn't put the first line, but I got the rest. There you go. How much? Come on, throw me some money now. What's that? I did it. Where's all the money?
There once was a man named Rick. He liked to play with girls' clits.
It doesn't rhyme.
Rhymes in my head.
And I would like to be doing that, but doesn't rhyme. The trade had to be in our division? I didn't know that. Bob says he's starting to believe also that Monty will be the number one goalie at some point. Okay, BL says by the end of the CHL playoffs, the prospect we will be talking about will not be Roy or Mayu. It will be Riley Kidney. Maybe all three.
Don't forget to add Lane Hudson to that.
And listen, isn't that a great problem to have? How many years did we didn't even have one prospect to gush over? And now we got how many?
Right? Like that's what I mean. Like, do you see what I mean now? We've got so much depth down south. I'm not worried right now.
I'm not either. The future is bright. Did you like that one, Phil? I'm glad you enjoyed it. You threw me a good line, though. I mean, you have to say you threw me a good line. High scorer in the CHL, not named Bedard. I don't know the answer to that, to be honest with you. I don't think it's Fantilli. Anybody know the answer to that? You can put it up there in the chat. Maybe I should have a drink. Why? Why would I need a drink? Hey, and I didn't even take my microdose. This energy you see here is totally natural. It's not up my nose, even though my nose is itchy. I promise you it's not. And I'm not drinking an energy drink. So it's totally natural tonight.
And I'm being totally mellow tonight, just having a couple of glasses of red.
There you go.
Not the
Bob says for him, it's a big, strong, right-hand shooting defenseman. I'd want to go after Aaron Ekblad from Florida for Josh Anderson, Philip Machar, and a second-round pick next year. No, I don't agree with that personally. I mean, listen, it's subjective, but I don't agree with that. Only that I think you're giving up too much for Aaron Ekblad. Sorry to say, right? I mean, that's too much.
And how old is Ekblad now?
He's not young. He's got
to be pushing 30.
I'm not saying he's a bad defenseman. It's not what I'm saying. I think you're just giving up too much to get him.
And I still want to see what Machar is going to turn out like. I got a good vibe off of that Machar kid.
Yeah, I'd like to see him stay.
I really don't want to part with any of our kids. I really don't.
No, but I mean, realistically, that's not realistic. They're going to have to.
I mean, there's some guys that, okay, I guess are brand name kids I don't want to part with. There's some kids that I'm more than willing to part with. Like I'd part with the Shunavins, the Yelonins, and stuff like that. But as for, Mishar and Mayu and Kidney, Hudson, stuff like that, hell no.
No.
No
You
way.
got to start. For me, they got to start unloading guys like Norlander. Those guys that didn't make it up from that class. You got to start moving those guys, and then when you know who you're going to keep of these newer guys.
Like I can see somebody within the next few days, maybe kick the can at Ylonen or
Ulinen, yeah.
Ulinen, sorry, yeah. I can see somebody maybe kicking the can at that.
Yeah, from what I understand, if he doesn't make the team next season, he wants to go back to play back in. I guess he's from Sweden. I think that's
something
where,
like
or is he Finnish? But he's going to go back to Europe. He said anyway. I mean, I don't know. Phil says the make beliefs will win the golf whatever cup before the real cup. That's for sure. Listen, they might win a round with this trade. They're not winning the cup. I refuse to believe that. Unless it happens, I ain't believing that at all. Nope.
Okay, they scare me. The Leafs scare me. If they get on a run, and they could be dangerous.
I don't care what we see of them in the regular season. They could look like they're unbeatable. Playoff time is different with them, and
I know, but
I believe it's not.
The one thing, Rick, that they never had, just came and kicked through the door.
Yeah, but the one thing that they have, that they're not going. One thing that they have that they're not going to lose, those sweaters. Those you're not going to win in those.
No,
you're just not. That's how I believe that they're not going to win. They're just not going to win.
You got to agree with me that they've lacked heart. They finally have one player on that team that is full of it. They
picked up another guy along with Ryan O'Reilly that I think is a good player and a good gritty player like that too. I mean, Achari is no slouch either.
No. Achari is.
They went after two guys like they need that, but the thing is that I don't think was their most pressing need.
No.
To get
but look at what O'Reilly did in his first or was it his second
or third game? Yeah.
He's telling people where to go, what to do, how to do it.
Doesn't shock me. He's a leader, a captain. He is a guy that I said was probably going to get rejuvenated this season from this trade. I mean, I'm not surprised. I don't think it's enough to push them over the top, though. That's all.
I'm hoping it's not.
But I've already exceeded that. I think they could win a round, maybe two, with that move. But I don't think it's enough to get them all the way. I just don't think so.
I can see them making it to the cup.
Thing is, they're not done. They still have $4.5 million to go. So if they're smart with it, they might add that defenseman that they need. I guess
this is why I have that fear, Rick.
I guess
this is why I have that fear. I could see them making it to the cup final.
Now, honestly, I don't really care. I don't really care if they do win the cup. Hear me out. What I'm gonna hate is their fucking fans are gonna be impossible to deal with. Impossible to deal with, and that's what I want. I hate the worst. I mean, I don't want to.
The thing is, the silver lining around that, if they did. The silver lining around that is the fact that they're going to be one and done.
Probably. Probably. They've got no future. They trade all their draft picks.
They have no future. So,
and I don't care. They don't have prospects in the cupboard like they should.
It'd be a one and done kind of thing, and that gets their, I don't know what it does for them.
Okay. As long as it's not us, better them than us.
Yep.
Franco says, question between Ottawa fans and Montreal fans. Who is the most worried about the rebuild?
Where are you? I've lost.
Well, but I'm not sure what you mean about that. You mean that Ottawa fans are worried about Ottawa's rebuild, or Ottawa fans would be worried about Montreal's rebuild and us getting better? Like, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Remember, I have ADHD. Means you got to clarify with me. You got to clarify things like that with me. Let me see now. Let me read that again. I got to say Ottawa, because Ottawa should have been better this year. They should have. If I'm a fan of Ottawa, I'd be a little worried about the way that it worked out, because they should be doing better. So
They should be doing
Montreal's
much better.
still early. Montreal's still way early in the rebuild. Nothing to worry about yet. Besides, the signs are Montreal's rebuild looking good already. Ottawa's fans. Do they have any fans? I'm not sure. Ottawa looks to what's that word? Wait, Ottawa looks to have done so well, but they have struck out. I think Montreal is going in for the long run. I'm going to say that Ottawa probably could use a coaching change. I'm not sold that if I'm an Ottawa fan, that DJ Smith is the guy that's going to take them all the way.
Well, there's so much going on in Ottawa with ownership and all that kind of.
That's another aspect, right? They got to get that settled.
They've got no stability there.
Yeah,
and that's why they're all over the map.
That could be it right there.
With the product on the ice.
Yeah.
Once they have some ownership stability, that's going to bring in you have ship flows downhill. So he'll bring in some good GM, good coach.
Yeah.
And then everything will sort itself out. They'll be making some moves and they'll do good eventually. They just need to.
Will they?
I think so.
I don't know.
Got some pretty good talent on there.
They got talent there. They should be.
Stutzla. He's good.
I hate him, but
I hate Kachuk, but he's good.
No, for
Are these
sure.
Players that I would kick off my team if I had them? Hell no.
But I agree. But I'm saying, but the results aren't there. But I mean, it's one season. Like, I mean, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No,
kind of thing, right? But if I'm an Ottawa fan, I'm more worried than a Habs fan.
If I was an Ottawa fan, I'd take my 12 gauge, put it in my mouth, and pull the trigger.
I'd be more worried. Why am I an Ottawa fan? Let's see now.
There we
go. BL makes a good point with the Ekblad. By the way, Bob says he's only 27, which is a good age, but it's something I was thinking. He has trouble staying healthy, I think. And that's something, if you're going to make a big deal like that, you want a guy that's not had injury, like a lot of it. I mean, Anderson's a guy that gets injured, so you're giving 1 for 1, but I don't want that guy coming back to be injury prone. He's a good defenseman, Bob. I'm not saying he's not. It's not just for me. It's not the guy. Doesn't mean I'm right. You could be right. I'm saying for me. Phil says, dude, who's Mashar? You don't know who Mashar is?
He's the kid that came with Slavkovsky.
Our second first-round pick of last draft.
Yeah. And he's going to be great.
So Bob says, again, if you were the GM in Florida and the Habs really wanted Ekblad, what would they want in return? You might be right on what they want, but it's not what I'm just going to give them. I have to negotiate. I don't know what they would want, to be honest with you. I don't know. They probably want Nick Suzuki.
Well, if the Habs really wanted Ekblad, what would they want in return? They'd probably want Jack Guy, a couple of draft picks.
What I would do is this. I go in there and said, last year, I raped you for that draft pick. Bend over the desk, pull his pads down, and just give it to him. You're giving me what I want. That's all. Okay, that doesn't work.
Oh my God. Yeah, see, like we're forgetting about so much stuff right now. Like we've got Gooley, Yeah.
Gooley's about to come back, eh? He might.
Yep.
Gooley, I wouldn't be surprised if Gooley's in one of the 2 games.
I just want
back-to-back
him
games.
to. I want him to take it slow. I don't want him to rush back.
It's been 3 months. What's how fast is that?
What was his injury again?
Honestly, I don't remember. It was a knee injury.
Well, there you go. You need your
ACL or
legs.
MCL. No, that's 3 months is right. You know that they even say you could play if you have just an ACL or just an MCL, you could play. You literally could, but it's not smart, but you could.
No.
That's why I can walk. I mean, I can walk now. I have an ACL, MCL tear in both knees. I walk. I don't think I would want to be running and stopping and then like skating and turning. Just like I don't think that would be good. But apparently, so 3 months though, I think that's enough time for it to heal. I don't think he had an operation, so it was just a partial tear. That's what I think it was. Marner might be playing the best hockey of his career right now, but he doesn't play in nets, and therein lies the problem.
I agree.
I mean, Samsonov's got good numbers and everything. It's not the guy. I just think, with Matt Murray, you're not getting a guy who's going to be around.
No.
And then you're relying only on Samsonov. I don't know if that's a good thing to do. I just hope that it isn't a good thing to do and they do it. And I hope that's what happens.
I would have nightmares if somehow Toronto was able to pull off a move and pick up a goaltender similar to like Vasilevsky or Shesterkin. Then they're guaranteed a cup. That's all they're missing is a goaltender.
Yeah. Well, but here's another point. I don't know if this is what Phil's saying, but I'll read it and then I'll give you my interpretation. Leafs with O'Reilly look good. Now wait for the 3 injuries they get. Wait till whatever in the water is over there in Hogtown to affect them. Wait till we see everyone else in the second round. I think this is what I think the point is good. They're kind of thin. I think if they have 1 or 2 injuries to these guys, I don't see.
Yep.
I don't see how they're going to make it. I don't see how they're going to get any. I mean, they have some cap space, so I guess they could have, maybe have an injury and they'll be okay. But yeah, I mean, they're on thin ice. If it doesn't go well for them, so I'm hoping for that. Phil says, and finally, because he's going to stop talking now. Remember how they folded against the palliative care Habs team that wasn't supposed to be in the playoffs? Oh, the only thing I'll give on that is that's such a strong rivalry and such a historied rivalry. I don't know if that's the same if they're in against another team. You know what I'm saying? I think being against the Habs, that's something that it really caused them to grip their sticks tight and to be nervous and like play like that. So I don't know.
Okay, now think back to what I was saying earlier. Remember how our Habs did what they did during the COVID lockout era and all that kind of stuff, and how a team that just didn't deserve to make it to where they did make it to.
Yeah, but we're talking.
What if Toronto was to pull the same shit? That's what I'm trying to say.
We're talking about Toronto, who doesn't have what it takes in the playoffs. We're talking about that, right? The Habs team that you're talking about was built for the playoffs, and they proved it when they got there.
Yeah,
Toronto can't claim that. I don't think this team is built for the playoffs, but it's built a little bit better for it after that trade. But I don't think they're there yet. But I'm probably biased in that, right? We all are. We're probably
I think there
biased.
is a little bias there.
So you got to look at it like that too. Okay, scrolling down.
Oh, Bob Cannon, I'm not saying Shesterkin's going to go anywhere. No. I'm just saying if they got the likes of a goaltender of Shesterkin or a Vasilevsky, like
they do have that. Matt Murray, what are you talking about?
Matt Murray doesn't know which hole or what. Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Matt Murray can't stay in the lineup. That's the problem.
That's one of the big issues.
Yep. Well, he, after the trade, I don't know, a reporter asked DJ Smith or something about Matt Murray and everything, and he said, I really couldn't tell you. He was always injured.
Yeah, I remember
that was his response. So,
yeah.
Will I buy you dinner first? What? I'm not. That's Pete. What did you say to Bob that he wants you to buy him dinner first?
I didn't say anything to Bob.
I don't know.
Bob?
Oh, look who's in the chat. Look at the last comment down there. Second to last.
Oh, yeah.
Look who showed up. Anyways, we're about to go soon, though. We're already a little over time.
Told you he'd show up in the chat.
Yep, you're right. What? Oh, that was the Shesterkin one, right? I don't know. I'm gonna play. Some will be pedaled for bets down the road. I think we mentioned that. Yeah, I think we're done. Honestly, I think we're done. I only wanted to do an hour, and we're a little over. What do you think? You got anything to add?
Oh no, I'm good.
I'm good and tired by now. So, before I go, let's go over the schedule. So, as I said, we got back-to-back game situations. Friday, Saturday, Philadelphia and Ottawa. So, yeah, hopefully you guys will be there for that. Obviously, I'm going to be doing that. Excuse me as I cough. And that's it to go over. Actually, nothing else really to go over. Yeah, anything. That's it. So the trade deadline also is in 10 days. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing a live stream for it. I don't think there's going to be much happening for the Habs. So it's going to be played by ear. So we'll see how that goes. What are you laughing at there, Pete?
Oh, just Bob Cannon. He's
okay. I didn't see it.
Cracks me up.
Oh, is that why the dinner did take you to dinner first? Yeah, but you're not. You don't work for the Panthers. Why do I have to do that?
Does Bob maybe have a little liking for you?
I don't know. I'm wondering.
Not that there's anything wrong.
I will not bend over to grab the soap in front of Bob. I think I might have to. I have to not do that. Yeah. Cracks you up. Good. That's a good pun there. Cracks right up the crack. All right. So I think that's it before it gets out of hand. So listen, thanks everybody for being here. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, BL, for the dono. I appreciate that. And that's it. We're off. So till Friday. Stay safe out there. Peace out, you guys. Have a good rest of the night because there's a lot of time left for tonight. Have a good rest of the night. And that's it. We'll see you soon.
I'm going to go have burritos.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for being here, eh? Keep your stick on the ice. Go Habs, go.
Bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.